I think we would have a much more interesting and better discussion if we would replace the term AI with the word automation. My name is Christo Buschek. I'm an investigative data journalist at the Spiegel. And additionally, I'm a 2025 senior fellow at the Mozilla Foundation. So as my journalistic work, I work in a field that I call data-driven investigation. In contrast to data journalism, like I'm not just asking the question like what to do once we have the data. I'm also trying to ask the question, where can we actually get data? What is the data that we are missing in order to do the investigation? Let's dream of the data sets that we don't yet have. My problem with AI is like that it's not really like a thing. Like it's a marketing term. It was coined in the 1950s by John McCarthy, and he used this term in order to make fundraising easier. It's tapping into the sentiment, into this dream of like autonomous and intelligent machines. It's like as old as science fiction, basically. I think we would have a much more interesting and better discussion, and I'm referring here to Emily Bender, of course, like if we would replace the term AI with the word automation. When we do this, actually we have a very interesting discussion, because then we can start asking questions like, what is getting automated? Why are we automating? Who is getting automated? What are the harms of this automation? So computer automation is like an amazing thing. And when we use digital tools, we can always like put these tools into probably one or two categories. Like it's either like a tool to automate something, or it's an interface to data. And so computer automation is a very, very powerful thing, but it's not always the right tool. And sometimes we want to have different degrees of automation in our work. And generally, like when we talk about tools, so my background, like for many years, I was developing tools for investigation. Building tools is a thing I've done for a very, very long time. So what I notice is also like that tools are like a weird thing in the sense that like they contain a lot of values. When I build a tool, I'm encoding a certain way of thinking, capabilities, intentions into the tool. Once I did this, then this is what the tool does for me, right? So our tools are not just like something that give us something positive, a feature, but they also always take something away from us. A tool is always a trade-off. So what is our work? What's the value of our work, right? So if our work is defined as like that we have to produce a constant stream of new content that other people can consume and that tech platforms can consume, then I think like that's like a weird thing. Like that's not a place I want to be like. But if our work is like that we look at problems in the world, we try to understand topics, we try to understand people in the world, we try to move the needle and see what is happening and create like additional insight and value to the world, then I think this is like interesting work to me. If we can use these tools to do the latter, then I'm all for it. Then this is great. But I wonder if it's always the case, right? So I think like if you use a chatbot to do research and it helps you, I think it's a good thing, right? If you use a chatbot because like you have pressure from above and your editor tells you have to like produce 8 articles a day, and you use these tools because like you cannot keep up with your workload and it's just about producing more and more content, then I would like, again, like think it through and say like, maybe this is not the way we want to go. We build our tools at first, and then after that, the tools change us because the tools define or decide what we can do with the things we want to do. And so there's a two-way relationship, and sometimes like when we start using the same tools, like it limits our possibilities, it limits our creativity, because like we have to start changing our project references in order to fit the tool, instead the other way around. We build our tools to fit our projects. A big part of my work, of course, is like to try to find methodologies using data in order to do investigation. So what can we do that we don't know yet, and how could we get to this insight? So a methodology is also always a process, right? So you have certain steps that you have to go through. Data can traverse through different like stages. Some of these stages are like automated, some of these stages are human. Thinking in process is very, very important for me in my work. So if I think about like a methodology, like a prompt is not a methodology. And AI is like one place where I put something in and it gets something out. And I can't explain why it gets me the things that it gets me, right? So I think that's just like something very, very important. Other things that we have to consider is just like, of course, like trust. I mean, I use some AI tools in my work as well, mainly like every journalist, probably translation and transcription. It's like the two things we use it probably the most. They do help me in the process. But I also know that like if there's anything I need to derive from the output of these tools and it's something I built upon, I know I have to go back and check it again. I have to go back and like do it manually again. But in terms of process, it can like push me forward and maybe make me understand like certain things that are useful and makes me maybe understand where I have to invest my resources. If I have a large corpus, maybe I don't have to like properly translate everything. Maybe it's good enough to translate some parts of it. And maybe with the first step of this like low quality translation, I can make a judgment call, decide what parts are worth investing more and what not. And the closer I get to production, the less useful these tools become. And the reason for this is because like in this moment, this is like where you actually like you're communicating to the outside world, to your readers. This is like what you are, what you're selling also, right? And this is the moment where you want to exert control. Like this is your identity. This is like what you're giving to other people, and you ask readers to pay for this. So I think this is the moment where you want to exert control, and AI is a tool that is taking away control from you. Just as a general thing, and I keep on bringing this up, and I feel like a broken record because I keep on saying this, but I think it's very, very important to understand that technology is not a neutral thing, nor is it like inevitable or deterministic. Like the way that technology is like a choice. Technology always comes from a place. It is made by people who make decisions, who put the values, the interest into this technology. And it doesn't have to be like this. So I think we should not forget that technology does not have to be the way that it is. It's not inevitable. And we can choose the type of technology and what technology we want to use.